going from living in El Segundo and going to school in El Segundo surrounded by white people, and I was one of the only minorities, and then going to another school where it was a lot more diverse, and I was considered, and I was considered white, which was like really interesting to me because just like how the surroundings kind of people choose to perceive what they want, and they always tend to perceive what I don't have in common with them. So yeah, I'm cultured.
Well-rounded.
You're cultured. I'm
Cultured.
You passed on your culture.
In the complete new way to say cultured. Cultured meant something completely different.
Isn't that like what they do to milk? They'd also say, oh, well, you're not really black, or stuff like that.
Does that bother you? Like, not being one, or not necessarily like, I want to be one, or I want to be the other, but like, does it bother you that people say that? Like, you're not enough of this.
Yeah, sometimes, because it's like, I don't know, what is enough? And like, I'm pretty sure if I were to grow up in a different place where I wasn't surrounded by white people and their culture, and I guess, quote unquote, acted more black, then I would be more accepted into like the black community, even though my skin's light. But because I didn't grow up that way, I'm definitely always seen as more white than black.
I think you end up identifying with whatever you're exposed to.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
So, and it depends on how everybody defines things too. I identify as mixed, but not the normal mixed that people think of when you say mixed. My mom is very white, was towhead blonde. And then my dad, I always tell people he's one of the darkest Mexicans you'll ever meet. So he is Mexican on the mestizo side of the Mexican population, but I don't think he would ever consider himself Mexican.
Well, what do you think he would consider himself?
He'll say Mexican, but like it's Mexican American.
Okay.
Because the time he grew up here was at the time when it wasn't okay to speak Spanish, and it wasn't okay to sort of, you had to acculturate. The priests and nuns apparently would pull them in and say, you can't date this one because he's not of your kind, or vice versa, you can't date her because she's not of your kind. And their parents felt the same way. Why can't you date someone here, and why can't you date someone here? So they basically said, screw you all, and did their own thing, and here I am. Yeah, it was actually very interesting when I had them. So the people that are listening to this, you're missing that there's another one. She has an older sister.
Well, are you going to talk to them too? Oh, yeah. So.
Oh, you are? Okay. Oh, well, apparently you'll meet Susanna at a later date and time, people.
Told you we should have had a reality show.
No, but it was really interesting because when they were born, I always knew their dad's blackness was sort of really important to him because he was adopted into a white family. And so the background of his race was actually always in question too, because the paperwork wasn't as accurate as the adopted family expected it to be. The paperwork had definitely had the white side clear because they knew who the mom was because she had the kids. But the dad, I believe the paperwork said that the dad was Mexican American. And then by the time I think they were 5, his adopted mom was like,
You trying to grow an afro.
Right, exactly. Exactly. It was very interesting. I don't know if you guys know, like, the whole nail bed thing when you have the baby, and
Oh.
the nail beds will, I always say,
Good
the
color,
darker
yeah.
nail beds will tell you which the sort of tone the skin will have eventually. And I remember as soon as I had you, the first thing I did was check the nail beds.
Oh.
And you could just see right through them. Couldn't, she had like no eyebrows, like, it was like always, he was always kind of, oh, is this one going to be darker? Is this one going to be darker?
You should get my little ones in this too. I just thought about that.
Little ones.
I have little siblings.
Whoa.
Jackson, Aiden.
And they're like blonde hair, blue eyed.
Yeah.
But dad's side, so they're black.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm not.
That would be interesting.
What was the question?
Do you
Oh,
feel
do
your
you
identity is respected?
I wouldn't say respected. I'd say, I guess, intriguing. I feel like more people are just, like, not that they're disrespectful, but they're more interested in a sense, like, oh, you're different, like, I want to know about it, or oh, you're very interesting, or like where do you come from, you look so like interesting. And when I tell them, that's like, wow, like, that's incredible, but then not necessarily, like, I don't know, does that make sense?
Yeah. It'd be interesting to take her to Louisiana and, like, Creole.
Yeah.
Because
country
I
and
get
see
people,
what it's.
people always think I'm Creole.
I know. That's what I'm
all
saying.
the time.
That just dawned on me. That'd be interesting to take you to see other people like you
Yeah.
that look like you.